the Patriots being in the Super Bowl didn't make me think that, oh, this is now the Patriots AFC and the Chiefs can't get back. And it's not. How are the Chiefs ever going to get the AFC back? If anything, it did the opposite.
You can't win a Super Bowl if your quarterback is terrible. It happens. Yeah. It's extraordinarily rare.
We won 2 Super Bowls without Tyreek Hill. Yeah, it'll be a lot easier having Tyreek Hill on the goddamn offense.
Two things can be true at the same time. The Chiefs are a really good team. The Raiders are an absolute disaster.
Is that football show here on KC Sports Hour? Tucker Franklin hanging out with Matt Verderame after Super Bowl 60. Matt's still in San Francisco. I am back at home. Got the viewing experience back at home. Got to thank our partners, Ben Holiday, Bottled and Bond Bourbon. Look, Matt, I know you probably didn't get the opportunity to, but I cracked into the Ben Holiday Bottled and Bond Bourbon a little bit during that Super Bowl because you needed it, especially for the first half of the game, as the Seattle Seahawks are your Super Bowl champions, a team that probably deserved it. I thought they played a pretty good game in the second half to kind of close out a good defensive performance. But, Matt, you were there, boots on the ground. How are you doing?
Doing a lot better than anybody who was rooting for the Patriots in that game.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, a handful of things. First of all, I'm good. Secondly, I think that game for me, I felt that game was over after the third series the Pats had in the game. I just couldn't get ER. Right. It reminded me of last year's Super Bowl, where it was just very apparent immediately that one of those teams was not going to move the ball very much.
Yeah.
And for the same reason, they can't block. Will Campbell got annihilated in that game.
Poor guy.
And look, I'm not trying to make it about one guy because that whole line got killed in that game. Will Campbell, I believe I saw for Next Gen Stats, 14 pressures allowed.
Yes.
And then after the game, apparently it just didn't speak, which I was in the Seahawks locker room, wasn't in the Patriots locker room, so I can't speak to that, but I did see that on Twitter. Look, Shadow in that game basically said, we do not think you can block us. Here it comes. And they were right.
Yeah.
They sacked Maye 6 times, hit him 11 times. Even when Maye had time, he was awful. And I think that's the other story of this game, at least as far as the Patriots are concerned, which is Drake Maye played great in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Drake Maye was horrendous in the playoffs.
Yes.
In all the games. The only game he played even moderately well was the second half against the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he was awful in the first half of that game. He was terrible against Denver. He was terrible against Houston. He was absolutely got awful in this game. I don't put this all at his feet. Look, like I said, they couldn't block. But it was kind of like Mahomes last year. Like, yeah, they didn't block well, but he also played terribly. You're going to hear a lot of in the coming days and weeks and months that New England is going to be back. They have this young quarterback. They have this coach. And I understand that point. I would tell you that I think you got a pretty good look at the reality that New England's a lot further away than they really appear to be. And they got to the Super Bowl, and give them credit for that. But they got to the Super Bowl because the AFC was an absolute grease fire this year. They were thoroughly outclassed. If Darnold plays even a halfway decent game, that game's like 38-0.
Oh, right. If he plays a game that he played literally any time else in the playoffs,
that game's a complete murder scene by halftime. Yes. But as it is, Seattle won going away. It was never close. And now we head for an offseason. But, Seattle was the deserving champion. They absolutely kicked the crap out of New England.
That defense is wildly impressive. That was a wildly impressive defense.
Very good.
I think they're a very deserving champion. I don't think that any of their games, I don't really think that you can poke holes in them because they came out of the better side of the bracket in this playoffs. I saw this tweet from Steven Ruiz. He tweeted out the worst playoff runs for quarterbacks who started at least 3 games in a single postseason since 2000. Have you seen this?
I'm not. Is Maye? I honestly haven't seen it. Is Maye the worst?
This is via True Media. Yes, Drake Maye is worse with minus 29.2 EPA. Total EPA, sorry. Curious, do you want to take a shot? Since 2000, who do you think the next 2 quarterbacks are? So the top 3, Drake Maye is the number
EPA?
1. Yes, total EPA.
All right. Since 2000. And they had to play how many games? 3 games?
3 games, yes.
All right, so they had to at least go to the conference title game. Trent Dilfer one of them?
He's number 7.
Yeah, he stunk.
Minus 5.6 EPA. Only minus 5.6. That defense did all. We watched that 30 for 30 a little bit.
Sanchez?
No, he's not on here.
Okay, I thought he might have snuck in there. I was just trying to think, man. Bottom. I was just trying to think of something who really just.
One of these quarterbacks was on the field today, but was not playing.
Oh.
So he wasn't actually on either of the teams. He was honored on the field during the pregame ceremony.
Okay, that's a different deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Peyton Manning.
Yes, it was Peyton Manning, the 2015, the last time that game was at the stadium.
Right.
Minus 22.7 EPA, total EPA in those playoff series. He was 51 of 92, 539 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Disgusting.
Yeah, rancid. Should be thrown out of the Hall of Fame. And then,
oh my gosh,
is Roethlisberger one of them?
Roethlisberger's not.
Because the one year when they beat
guess.
Seattle in the Super Bowl, he was who's the other one?
Rex Grossman.
Oh, I should know that's a horrible job.
We talked about this Super Bowl performance.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about the Super Bowl performance earlier this week. He was 52 of 92 for 591, 3 tutties, 3 picks, minus 22.5 total EPA.
Oh.
And then you have Flacco at 4 in 2008 and Jared Goff at 5 in 2018. So those are your top 5. You know what? I'll just give you the full top 10. Kerry Collins at 6 for 2000. So the 2 quarterbacks at 2000 had the worst, were top 7 in worst 3-game stretches. Tom Brady at 8 in 2001. Jimmy Garoppolo at 9 in 2022. Rich Gannon for the Raiders in 02 at 10. And Joe Burrow actually at 11 for 2021.
So having to sit through Drake Maye for these 4 games, is the NFL actually going to start rigging the league for Mahomes?
They might need to, because that first half was actually brutal, Matt. I don't know how it was in the stadium, but at home, it was. I had people falling asleep at my house.
Honestly, I was saying to Gilberto Manzano, who works alongside me at Sports Illustrated, was sitting next to me in the press box. Gil, if I was Seattle, I would never throw another pass. And I was saying this at 6-0.
You didn't have to. Yeah, the game was over at that point.
Hand the ball to Kenneth Walker every play. Mm-hmm. And say, it's cool if we move the ball, but we don't, that's fine, just punt it. There was no shot. And then there was another point in the game, the third quarter. I'm too tired to look it up. New England was either trailing 9 or 12-0. I think it was 9-0. And New England had like a 4th and 1 at their own 40-something and just punted the ball. Yeah, I was like, we're done here. This is, I mean, come on. Like, look, man, I get it's a defensive game and all that, but like, holy shit, like, you got to try.
Yep.
You got to try to win the game here. You're in the Super Bowl, bud. Like, and look, I think Vrabel's an excellent coach. I thought I understood why he coached how he did, but I thought he coached scared as hell in this game. And I think part of the reason was, to be fair to him, that his offense just couldn't block and the quarterback looked like shit. He didn't want to completely throw the game away.
Sure.
But I think, look, the story of the game, and I mean this respectfully to any Seahawks fans watching. Look, if you're a Seahawks fan, you're watching, just know, like, you're the story of the game from the standpoint that Seattle kicked ass. And in a year that I think most of us felt like there wasn't a great team, Seattle really did, by the end of the year, play like a great team. Darnold was complete cheeks for most of the game, but the rest of the team played really well. I think the story, though, is May. And how he went from being a guy who everybody in New England was having a stroke while you were out here about the MVP. And, oh, my God, you know, Sam Monson, he's public enemy number 1. They're doxing the guy and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to tell you, Drake Maye's not the MVP. And I get it. I understand it's just voted off a regular season. But, like, you saw in the playoffs why terrific player, long way to go. Like, that was – it's one thing if he had one bad game. Like, if he had played really well in the playoffs and just got killed by the Seattle team, like, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. That is not what happened. He was horrendous for a month straight in the biggest games of his life. And I do think if you're New England, listen, you still feel great about the year. You unexpectedly got to a Super Bowl. You accomplished a lot of different things. At the same point, I do think that his postseason does call into question how close are you moving forward? Like, was his season, his regular season, is that the Drake Maye that we should all come to expect? And the playoff games were just some weird month of a mirage? Or is it, hey, we played fucking nobody for 4 months.
Yeah.
And everybody can sing Kumbaya when we're beating the Titans and the Browns and the Saints and the Jets and the Dolphins. I mean, but like when we play really quality defenses, we're going to get body slammed. Like that's the question that I think is not going to be answered till September of next year. But
right.
You know, are you talking when you're talking about New England moving forward here? Is this a team that is really good? Is this a team that's okay and just benefited from a real easy schedule? Like
their schedule was
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Their schedule is a complete joke. The only team they played all regular season long that had a winning record was Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only team they played this year that had a winning record.
Yep.
And their schedule is tough next year. Like I'll give you a real quick. Here are their road games. Okay. Well, like the Jets and the Dolphins, hilarious. We'll get those out of the way. All right. Here are the other 7 road games.
Okay.
Bills, Bears, Lions, Chargers, Chiefs, Jags, Seahawks.
Oof.
Yeah. Welcome to reality. Okay. And their home games will include Denver, the Bills, the Packers, the Vikings, the Steelers.
Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, something stay easy.
Yeah.
Although they lost to the Raiders this year.
They did.
But like that road schedule, seriously, like if they're a team that kind of feasted off, that did feast off an easy schedule, and they're going to get their comeuppance, they could go like 2-7 against that road schedule.
Yeah.
Or like 3-6. Like that schedule's brutal.
I remembered a stat while you were talking about the schedule is that in the regular season, the Raiders and the Patriots had the same amount of wins over teams with a 500 or better record.
That's hilarious.
The only team that the Raiders beat was the Patriots.
I mean, the Patriots, I know Pats fans hate this, but they played nobody.
Right. And it was clear. It was clear in that game that they had not played a team the caliber of the Seahawks. And maybe that's not fair because I do think that the Seahawks were the best team in the National Football League this year. I really, at the end of the day, I think if you would have lined them all up, I think that they were the best team because of how good that defense was playing. And it was a matter of time. Our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, I took the 2+ turnovers on Drake Maye because I was like, yeah, that's going to be free money. This dude's going to he's going to have 2 turnovers, right? He's going to have an interception. He's going to get a fumble because that defense was so good. I should have took the anytime defensive touchdown because that almost seemed like it was free money too. But that defense was just playing at such a high level. And I do think to kind of take this back to a Chiefs slant of it too, talking about the Patriots a little bit. The Patriots being in the Super Bowl didn't make me think that, oh, this is now the Patriots AFC and the Chiefs can't get back. And it's not. How are the Chiefs ever going to get the AFC back? If anything, it did the opposite. It made me think, oh, all right, no, we're good. We're great. We're good. Patrick Mahomes gets healthy. This team, signs a running back because that's something I also want to talk about, Matt, because I think that's kind of a big kind of topic that we're going to be talking about a whole lot. And kind of what I drew from this game was about teams that can run the football, and the Chiefs need to get a running game.
That would help. Maybe the guy that won the MVP in this game. He is
free agent. He is a free agent if he wants to come to Kansas City. I know that they got what's his name? Charbonnet.
Zach Charbonnet, yeah.
Who got hurt, who wasn't in this run, so they'll probably try to re-sign him. He probably will re-sign, I would assume. But the Chiefs should make an effort for Kenneth Walker. They should try very hard because they need a running back.
Well, if it's not him, it should be Breece Hall. Or Breece Hall, by the way, tweeting out during the game, like, please, God, let me play in a meaningful game in my career. It was basically like if a tweet could be a hostage video, that tweet was it.
Yeah, it's like he heard that the Chiefs were willing to trade for him and the Jets were did the old no, we want more than that. And he was so pissed that the Jets kept asking for more for him, and he's just going to sign with the Chiefs for hopefully pennies, just so he can be in a Super Bowl. And maybe that's all it takes for them to get to a Super Bowl. Who knows? But as I was saying, the Patriots winning and making it to the AFC title game because Bo Nix broke his ankle, because the AFC was in a down year, doesn't make me think, oh no, the Patriots are here. And how is the Lamar Hunt Trophy ever going to come back to Kansas City? I'm not worried about that.
No, you shouldn't be. I think if anybody in the AFC right now feels visibly ill after watching that game, it's probably Buffalo, who watched that game and just went, oh my God, we lost a division to that team and then couldn't even play them in a playoff game because we lost to Bo Nix. No, look, I mean, the AFC, and of course we're going to talk about this a lot over the coming months, but the AFC is about as wide open going into this offseason and unknown as you're going to get. Like, the Ravens have a new coach. The Steelers have a new coach. The Browns have a new coach. The Raiders have a new coach, but who cares? Yeah.
Who, like, after the game, he was just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to the Raiders.
Couldn't even care. Like, yeah, basically just started like shilling for like new players to come to Vegas. And the Browns also having a new coach. Also, who cares?
Yeah,
but
I forgot about that actually.
The Chargers have a new OC. The Chiefs have a new OC. Mm-hmm. The Bills hilariously don't have a new OC, but have a new head coach, who happens to be their OC. It's staggering.
God,
the Dolphins again. God, I don't know if you care. So like, we're talking about a lot of changeover. That doesn't even account for free agency of the draft or anything else. I mean, that's just like going into the offseason. And it's a conference that I think is kind of at a crossroads. If that's even possible, if a conference could be at a crossroads. It's kind of an odd thing to say. Like, the Chiefs have been the standard in that conference now for almost a decade. And I think most people still look at them and go, yeah, if that team were in the Super Bowl next year, it wouldn't surprise you in the least.
Right.
But they've, as we've outlined and we'll continue to talk about, have a lot ahead of them that has to get done. Baltimore is one of the three teams everybody thought, oh, they could be in the Super Bowl this year going into the season. Baltimore now has a new coach, new coordinators. I think there's an open question, and has been, but even maybe more of an open question about Lamar and what is going to happen. He's 29 years old now. He has had lower body injuries 3 of the last 5 years. What's going on there? Josh Allen, he's 30 years old in May. And the talk has always been, hey, look, his big stumbling block is Mahomes. He ever gets past him, look out. Well, he didn't have Mahomes this year, and he tripped and fell over Bo Nix. Okay. And then there's the other questions. New England, the ones we just outlined, the one outlined again, but they're there. Denver. What is Denver?
Yeah. Who knows?
Denver's, truthfully, that the Western version of New England.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to make of Denver. I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm not saying it to be glib. I'm dead serious. I have no idea what to make of Denver. Denver won games this year that were really impressive. They crushed Dallas. Mm-hmm. They beat Green Bay in an important game, in a meaningful game. They went to Philly and won that game. And they won against Buffalo in a playoff game that a lot of people, including myself, expected them to lose. On the flip side, they won 1-score games home against the Titans, internationally against the Jets, home against the Giants, against Davis Mills,
there's a trend
against
here. Chris
Oladokun, against the Raiders twice, against Marcus Mariota. I don't know what the fuck to do with that team. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
Are they good? Did they have a horseshoe shove up their rear end? I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. I have no idea. It's a weird thing when the two teams that played in the AFC Championship game, if you're honest with yourself, at least I feel like if you're honest with yourself, you'll walk away from going, I have no clue.
Right. Yeah.
I have no idea. You could sell me on the idea that both those teams win. The 14 games feels like a stretch, but both teams go 12-5 next year. Mm-hmm. Okay. You could also tell me the idea both those teams are 7-10.
Right. Yeah.
It's just Here's all I know about the AFC. The Raiders suck because they suck every year.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets are a dumpster fire.
Yep.
The Browns are a dumpster fire.
Yep.
I could even make a case for Tennessee going like from horrendous to solid if they got $100 million in cap space.
Just because, and they have an adult in the room now.
Correct. Right. Like this is like Borgonzi's like first real true like offseason or anything else. Other than that, I could make the argument, look, I think the Chiefs will bounce back because I think they will with Mahomes. I could make the argument that, look, the Bills are going to be there with Allen. I think the Ravens will bounce back. But, like, I've also got to be fair. I got to see those teams do some things that make me feel that way, beyond just, they have Mahomes, they have Josh Allen or whatever. The AFC is just, it's in a weird spot, man. It's in a very weird spot.
I was just looking up the Broncos free agents because I was like, what is that team going to look like next year? They don't have a ton of guys really that are going to be up. John Franklin Myers and Alex Singleton are probably their two biggest ones. I mean, J.K. Dobbins needs to be re-signed or is going to be a free agent, but like he didn't play a lot, especially down the stretch. Michael Burton, Chiefs legend, like Mercedes Lewis, little Jordan Humphrey. Like there's nothing out there like that they can't afford to lose. Trotman might be one of those guys that like, again, like that's a depth tight end. But like Singleton and Myers are going to be those two big ones there. Can they probably resign those guys? Yeah. But like they don't lose a ton. Like that team is going to stay pretty close to the same for the Broncos, everything like that. You also brought up the Dolphins, and I was like, I know they hired a new I was like, who is their offensive coordinator? And when I Googled their offensive coordinator, it made me laugh. And I laughed in the middle of when you were talking because it's Bobby Slowick is who their offensive coordinator is.
Yeah, it is.
And that's funny. That's funny. Last thing I've got before we throw to break here, Matt, I looked up the odds from our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. Have you looked at all? Have you seen anything going around about the odds for next year's Super Bowl?
I saw. I know that the Seahawks are favorites to win it again.
Yeah, plus 950, tied with the Rams actually.
Okay. I believe the Chiefs are 15-1.
Yep, they are plus 1,500, tied with the Chargers.
Okay, can I just
go ahead?
I'm sorry. I just have to say this.
Yes, go ahead.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
And also, more to the point of why, if you're betting on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl, seek professional help immediately.
I'll give you a link to my Venmo, actually, if you want to bet on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. Better use of your money.
I mean, my God, man. I'm so, actually, to put a little abridgment to this, when I was on the media bus home, back to the Moscone Center.
Pretty much home now.
Yeah. I won't say who it was because it's a well-known person in media. I'll tell you after the show.
Okay, good.
They were having a conversation about different teams in the offseason that I overheard because they were right behind me, and they were talking about different teams, and they were mocking the Chiefs for bringing back Eric Bieniemy and how it's boring and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay.
Sure, yeah.
And they were like, Mike McDaniel, give him some time with Justin Herbert. Watch that thing sing. And I'm like, I got to tell you, I don't think it's going to.
No.
And you know why? Because I think he's overrated.
Yeah.
You want the honest to God's truth, like just as plain as I can say it, because he's overrated, and not because I'm a Chiefs fan, but because, I don't know, the 6 years of his NFL career to this point, all I've heard is how great he is, and I'm yet to see him win one single meaningful game. And I got to tell you, yeah, sometimes it's the fault of people around him. Sometimes he just stinks in every big spot he's ever in.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm out on the whole, like, Mike McDaniel's going to. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to get better offensively because of Mike McDaniel, and they're going to get worse defensively because they lost Jesse Minter, and they're going to be the exact same team, just a little bit different.
Yeah.
They're going to win 10 games, and they're going to kind of be, but yeah, like anybody betting on that team to win the Super Bowl needs a lobotomy. Who is Denver? Do they have better odds than the Chiefs?
Oh, that's a good question. No, they don't. The only teams better than the Chiefs are Seahawks, Rams, Bills, Eagles, Patriots, Ravens, Packers, Lions, and then Chargers have the same as them. The Broncos are plus 1,800, and in between the Chiefs and the Broncos are the Niners at plus 1,700.
Another one, by the way, to borrow a phrase used on Twitter by our cohort, Connor Christopherson, who always cracks me up on Twitter. It's hilarious. If you're betting on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl, platinum tier lobotomy. They can't win a game.
Yeah.
They don't win a single playoff game. You're gonna pick a team to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is stuff I don't understand. Listen, man, you want to bet on the Bills? Fine. You want to bet on the Rams or the Seahawks? Go back to bet. Fine.
Uh-huh.
If you're betting hard-earned real money on the Chargers, or better yet, the Ravens, who I'm assuming have even better odds, so like if you'd make less off your money.
Yeah. 13.
Oh my God. Like, why? What? Have you ever watched Lamar Jackson in a playoff game?
Right.
Oh my God. And look, I'm not saying it can't happen, but like, major leap of faith there. Major leap of faith.
I just found a good stat. Patrick Mahomes has lost the same amount of career playoff games that Lamar Jackson has won.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, the number is small. Was it 4?
I guess Mahomes has lost 4 and he's won 3. So he's lost one more game than Lamar Jackson has won. That's too bad. I did misread that one. That's a bummer. But I think it's the same. I think it's for Josh Allen. It's pretty close to the same. Maybe he picked up another win this year, but I think going into this year, it was Mahomes had the same amount of losses as Josh Allen had wins. Can you name the wins that Lamar Jackson has in the playoffs? Okay. This is a good one. They beat the Titans one year, or the Titans beat them?
That was they both things are true.
Okay.
They beat the Titans in a wild card game. That was his first ever playoff one.
Yeah, that was like a really weird game, right?
It was not good.
Yeah, it was a bad game. Okay, so they beat the Titans one year. Did they play the Steelers one year in like a wild card game? Last year?
Last year.
Okay. Wow. Pulled that one out. I don't know if I can tell you that the Bills, they beat the Bills?
No.
What? They would have had to beat the team to get to the. Yeah, they would have to beat the team to go to the AFC title game, right? To play the Chiefs and lose the Chiefs.
You're in the right church. Now you just got to get in the right pew. Yeah. Yep.
Wasn't the Texans, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was, okay.
Yeah, they beat them like 38-3, and the Chiefs went in there and hammered them. That's my point. Like, those are the least memorable playoff wins of all time. It's like, beat Ryan Tannehill, beat Russell Wilson. By the way, they showed Russell Wilson like an hour before the game in his box. He wasn't paying any attention, just tweeting on his phone. And you could tell, like, the Seahawks fans were like, do we cheer or do we hate him because he lost the Super Bowl for us a decade ago?
That's going to be a really interesting conversation when it comes to. Do you think this Super Bowl win did anything to kind of release the tension of that last one that they lost?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
I think you're thrilled to death, but that's always a game that is so galling. Like, how could you lose?
Because, they could have one more. That's always going to be like, yeah, man, we really could have had one more. Yeah.
Which actually brings up something that's funny and on brand for this show. Because I saw, and I honestly, I can't remember for the life of me. I cannot remember who tweeted this out. But it was like a Bills content creating account.
Good, yeah. Oh, are you talking about the map?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a multiple choice, and it was one of the funniest multiple choice questions of all time unless you're a Bills fan. And it was like, other than the 13 seconds game, which loss was most painful? And then the options were like this Broncos game, the Bengals game back in 2022, the Chiefs AFC title game, the most recent one, or when they lost to the Chiefs in Buffalo. And it seemed that the consensus of sadness was the Broncos game. But, like, I appreciated the fact that the 13 seconds game was so devastating that it just stood alone. Like, he was like, other than that game, because that game was so crushing. It's not even a question. And then it was just like Bills fans arguing in the mentions about like which loss is more devastating.
Sure.
I feel like certain games just stick with you, period. Like,
yeah,
if the Chiefs' losses in the Super Bowls were not buttressed by all their wins in the Super Bowls, it's like those are killers. But because they've won so much, I would imagine that's probably how Pats fans feel about their losses in the Super Bowls. Except
they've lost the most Super Bowls ever by any team,
6
by the way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think they probably would tell you that like those losses, whatever they could deal with, except for the perfect season one.
That's a fair one. Yeah, that's
got to be devastating.
Yeah.
Right. But like all the other ones, whereas like if you're a team that's like the Bengals, right? Like, and you lose that Super Bowl, it's like, oh my God, it's like the worst day of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like when the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl last year, by the time I left the Superdome, I was just like, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, a ridiculous all-time run. Like, yeah, all right, they just got their ass beat. Fine. I almost think it's easier when you just get your ass kicked
100%
than it is to like have some games like, oh my God, they lost by like a missed kick or one mistake or one great play by their side. I think it's easier to just deal with it, and kind of accept it when you're just blown out.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we do need to take a break. We've kind of gone long on that because we need to take care of some stuff. We need to talk about some stuff, but we'll take a break. We'll be back on the other side to talk about, we need to talk about running the football because I think that's my biggest takeaway from the Super Bowl and really this whole season is running the football and what the Chiefs can learn from the Super Bowl. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Chiefs.
Just a short drive from Kansas City. Experience the history, the heritage, and the bourbon at Holiday Distillery. Tour Missouri's oldest distillery, where real Missouri bourbon is made the old-fashioned way. Walk the grounds, taste the tradition, and take home a bottle of something special. Make the trip, sip the story. Holiday Distillery, Weston, Missouri. Book your tour at holidaydistillery.com.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
What's going on, everybody? It is Ben Heisler, KCSN betting analyst. Happy Super Bowl week to all of you. It is Super Bowl 60. And you know by now that it deserves a sports book that is built for the moment. We've been talking about them all season. Been great partners of ours, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 60. It's putting you right in the center of the biggest game of the year. And listen, it's the Super Bowl. We've seen some wild things happen. And when anything can happen, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If a player goes down in the first half, you still get paid out in cash immediately once your bet settles. There's no bonus bets. There's no waiting. It all comes together for you. It's going to be a fun matchup. We got the Patriots and the Seahawks. Seahawks right now at DraftKings Sportsbook, a 4.5 point favorite with the total sitting at 45.5. You want to take the Patriots on the money line, you can do so just under 2-1 odds at plus 190. Me personally, I'm leaning towards that number with the Patriots. Now, in fairness, we've seen this number go all the way up to Patriots plus 5.5. I ended up grabbing them right at the very beginning at plus 4.5, thinking that line might go down. I still think it will. I'm expecting this line to close somewhere around 3.5 to 4. So I think you can still get good value with a lot of that public money likely coming in on the Pats. So I'm on Pats plus 4.5. I think that's the right line here. and I think it's a good opportunity. But remember, here's what you really want to know is that if you are new to DraftKings, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. You can get on board the props. There's different Super Bowl MVPs. If you want to take the quarterback plays or the long shot variety ones, all those are available for you at DraftKings Sportsbook. But here's what you do. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Now, use that code KCSN, that is code KCSN, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 plus in most states, void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Matt, I just sent you a link in the private chat. I want you to look at it because this is from Fanatics. The merch that is available for people to buy. And I'll say it. I'm glad the Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl this year.
I mean, the shirts, I mean, feel free to have a color on them.
Yeah, okay, so I can kind of get behind the shirt, but then somebody pointed out that if you look at what the Thunder won, like when the NBA Finals, like when the Thunder won, it's like the exact same thing. Like it's the exact same template with like the Larry O'Brien trophy in the middle.
Also, I love that the snap jacket is $1,000.
Yeah, cool, right? Like it's super cool that we're just continually doing this. Hat is $55.
I got to tell you, that is one thing.
$1,000.
Yeah, $1,000. Like, and this is true across sports. It's true in every way. This isn't just going to be a Fanatics rant as much as it is in general. Like, we are pricing the average run-of-the-mill person out of sports.
100%.
Like, sports has lost its mind, okay? And I understand the Super Bowl's a Super Bowl, and that's fine. But, like, bro, if you wanted a beer at that game, it was 20 some odd bucks.
$32 for a double mixed drink.
Like, at some point,
what are we doing?
You're just robbing people.
Yeah.
Fucking beer. Okay? No beer ever should be more than $5. Period. It's a beer.
Yeah.
It's Bud Light. You pissed in a can. Okay? Like, let's be real with this. It's not costing these companies any more to buy it. So they're just ripping you off at the stadium, and people have just accepted the fact, like, well, if I go to a stadium, I just get ripped off. Why? That's crap. Mm-hmm. You didn't get ripped off. Why the hell is a hot dog $8?
Yeah.
It's a hot dog. It should be $2, $3 tops. And now, you're parking. Dude, there were places for parking in this game, $400.
I did see NFL PR out and about being like, hey, that's not us. That's not us. But like,
that's not them. That's nice. I'm sure it was well over 100. It's
120.
Parking your fucking car.
Yeah.
Park the car.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And, this isn't just for the Super Bowl. I mean, those food prices are constant. Okay.
Oh,
and
yes.
The merchandise stuff is insane. Fanatics is putting out slop and charging people a fortune for this stuff. A kid should be able, if he's he or she is a Seahawks fan, they should be able to get a hat or a t-shirt for $20, $25.
Right.
Parents shouldn't be having to take out loans to get the kid a t-shirt. The team won a Super Bowl, whatever. I mean, that's just, at some point, you're just robbing people. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. You're just robbing them. It's a complete joke. It's the same thing, by the way, like I collect old school baseball cards. That's my thing. I collect old, cards from the 50s, 60s, baseball, football, whatever. Bro, you can't buy a pack of baseball cards now for less than like $12. And usually you got to get a box, and the box is 7 cards. It's
the hobby boxes now are the hot things. Yeah.
It is so disgraceful how much these come. By the way, now Fanatics is also like.
I was about to say, I was about to draw a straight line through that whole thing, but glad you got there.
It's embarrassing. It's a joke. There's nothing that's okay about it. And I understand the person out there who's like, well, capitalism's great. Look, I'm not anti-capitalism, but I'm anti-robbing the fuck out of somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what this is. That's what this is. Like, you want to go out and make money, like, hey, God bless. Make all the money you can. But there does come a point, too, where you are just flat ripping people off. And I think we've kind of crossed over that line.
Very much so, especially all the pictures I've seen come across my timeline of the quality of things that they're getting. Like, people weren't getting stuff that they ordered right after their teams won their respective conference championships. They weren't getting it before the Super Bowl with Super Bowl, logos on it. So they couldn't have it to wear it for their Super Bowl parties or going to the Super Bowl. They weren't going to have it. Like, that is unacceptable. And the quality of the stuff that they're getting when they get this stuff is also something that is blatantly unacceptable for the amount of money that they're paying for it. I saw some people tweeting out like the conference championship hats. The logos of the teams were falling off of the conference championship hats. What happens is these hats, they're stitched like for the say like AFC champion or NFC champion, and then they'll just like heat press a logo on whoever wins. And the way that they've cut corners like this to make things cheaper, and to make things quicker, brings the quality so down. But they're charging more than they used to. Man, remember you go to the baseball game and you buy a ball cap right at the team shop, and it's like $25, and you're like, well, $25. Remember when you go to the team store at a baseball game specifically? I remember this too. You go. And they have the wall of the jerseys, right? And they'll have like the whole roster, basically. You can get whatever jersey that you wanted. Now you walk in there, I walk into the Kaufman team store. It's Bobby Witt, it's Vinny Pasquantino, it's Cole Reagans. That's it. If I wanted to get anyone who was a bench player, no shot. If you walk into the Chiefs team store right now, it's probably Patrick Mahomes, it's Travis Kelce, it's Chris Jones. Good luck finding anyone else. You might find an Xavier Worthy and a Rashee Rice. That might be a good day. You want to get a Big Bob Tunyon jersey? But you're going to have to customize that sucker. You're not going to be able to get that. You're not going to be able to pull that one off the shelves. And the quality, the screen printing of these jerseys is ridiculous. And there was a time because I love this time where you could get I've got a closet full of Reebok screen prints in there, Matt. You know the collection I got of Reebok screen prints in there, and I know what I was buying with the Reebok screen prints. And here's the other thing: I didn't pay $160, $225 for those.
Right.
I paid $50 on eBay, and the retail price of those was pretty darn close to like $50 for those screen print replica jerseys. You cannot do that now because you are buying the screen print replica at $220. Like they were showing pictures of the Patriots jerseys. I saw someone tweeted it out. It was like $260 for the patch put on crooked, the name looks like it's printed wrong, and then it's a screen printed number. Frankly, it's just gone way too far. And like, this isn't the only time that we've talked about this, right? I feel like I've been talking about Fanatics being ass for a year now. I'm glad that it's gone a little bit more mainstream, but like, it's frustrating.
It is frustrating. And it's bullshit. Like I said, I mean, I just focus on the price aspect of it. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's again, I have bought in the last, 5 to 10 years, a decent amount of jerseys that are stitched, like that are authentic, legitimate, like a player could wear them out on the field or ice uniforms for $125.
Yeah.
130. I mean, I have a Wayne Gretzky Edmonton Oilers jersey. It's fully stitched. It has a fight strap in it. And I got that thing for like $120. And I use that fight strap. I strap it to my belt and I go out in the neighborhood and I beat the shit out of it. No. I wait for somebody to pass by and just go at them. But it's, I just cannot believe how bad this stuff is. And people get stuck paying foot in the bill. And again, it's not just even that. I mean, it is them, but it's these teams that rip people off. It's the league that rips these people. And there does come a point, I think it's bullshit, quite honestly, that they put these streaming packages on Amazon and Peacock and these playoff games.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, how much more are you going to soak somebody for? What, are you not making enough fucking money? I mean, was Goodell going to have to take up a collection, at the end of the year to make sure that he can buy some people Christmas gifts? Like,
Yeah.
Who's going to have enough?
I can't wait to see, because the NFL is a public, like is public, right? And they disperse their funding to the other teams. I can't wait for that report to come out of just how much money they made this year.
I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and listen, again, I'm not telling anybody that they shouldn't go out and make as much money as they can. I firmly believe you got a good product. You can make money off of it. You got something people want. Go with God, man. Go sell as much as you can. But give people a product that they deserve.
Yeah.
And don't screw somebody over.
The other problem is they have no other option. There's no other option.
Well, that's just what it is. And I mean, we're going to get into a whole area that people are just.
We need to wade into economics here.
Right. But I mean, look, it's a monopoly, right? I mean, it is a monopoly. And I love these sports, all of them that are like, no, it's not. Because then it would be antitrust. Guys, you're all a fucking monopoly. Get a grip. I mean, of course you are. By the way, fun fact, that's literally how the American Football League came to be. Mm-hmm. Like, the American Football League was launching going into the 1960 season, Lamar Hunt being the founder, of course, that and the Chiefs, then the Dallas Texans. And the NFL was in hot water with the government for an antitrust suit. And Burt Bell, who was a commissioner of the NFL at the time, was like, we're not a monopoly. Look at this American Football League. And that gave the AFL a ton of free publicity. And then, of course, they merged and then immediately broke every antitrust law there is. But everybody looked the other way.
Continue to have to this day. Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at some point, again, I don't care how much money you make, but you're soaking people, and it's not right. What also isn't right is the fact now that we are without another football game that matters for 7 months.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to spend time with my wife and kids now, and I'm not prepared to do that. So
fair.
I'm open to any and all suggestions on, I wonder, like, my wife, she doesn't follow football. What if I just put on YouTube games and just told my wife that, like, the NFL was experimenting with a spring league, like 1980s USFL. Mm-hmm. And I just threw on, like, the 2019 Chiefs. I don't know that she'd know.
It's worth a shot, right?
It might be worth a shot. It also might lead directly to divorce, but it might be worth a shot.
No risk without some reward, No reward without some risk. That is a big bummer that there's no other football games until the Hall of Fame game in August. Early August?
Yeah.
Is it July this year? I think we looked this up at one time. It was kind of like weirdly early last year, if I remember correctly. Just the way that because I think it goes on the sun, right? Like how Easter goes on the moon, right? The Hall of Fame game goes on the sun, something like that. The moon cycles. I'm joking, by the way, but
I know. Well, like the Hall of Fame game is an affront to God. So the next real meaningful, I'll tell you right now, I have the calendar pulled up. September, the first game will be September 13th. Well, that'll be the first Sunday. So September 10th would be.
Yep. We're probably going to have.
God knows is going to be Kansas City at Seattle because, of course, it will be.
I forgot they play Seattle in Seattle this year, don't they?
The only thing is I wonder because of the Mahomes thing if the NFL is going to be like, let's sit on that bad boy and make it like week 12.
Yeah, they could. But here's the thing, imagine if he is ready to go week 1.
Yeah, but they're not going to know that.
I know, but imagine if he is. Again, what we just talked about, there's no reward without a little bit of risk. If they could get that big payoff. The last time that Mahomes played in Seattle, it was not a fun game, if I remember correctly. They lost.
He just got beat.
Yeah.
But the end of that season worked out all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd take that. Man.
Actually, that was his MVP year. That was his first MVP year.
2018.
Still, great year. Seattle's home games, the 3 divisional games, which they usually don't play it. Well, we already know that the Rams and Niners are playing week 1 in Melbourne, right?
We do know that.
I'm going
I
to
don't
go
know
out
if it's week 1, but it like has to be week 1. I read the press release. I don't know. They didn't officially say, but it has to be.
Assuming it is, I'm going to go out on the biggest fucking limb in the world and say they're not playing the Cardinals. Okay? Would be absolutely hilarious, though. The NFL has hyped the Cardinals up for like 6 months.
Wait, do they play the Patriots at home?
Yes, they do.
Imagine.
So here's the thing. Here are the choices. You got the Chiefs, the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers have enough panache.
No.
The Pats, the Bears, the Cowboys.
It was Eagles Cowboys last year, right?
Yes, which is why I don't know that they would do that twice. And I think they're going to sit on that Chiefs game.
It's going to be the Patriots.
I think it's either them or the Bears.
I think you can swing the Bears one of just like, oh, this is like
it's a huge market.
Yeah.
You know, Caleb Williams had 2 crazy plays. My guess is it's the Bears.
Really excited for the draft to get the announcement of the schedule release. Remember when that happened at the draft?
I love that, like, the schedule release. Look, I'm a big schedule guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a nerd for that stuff. Like, I'm down for it. We'll do a show, I'm sure, and I'll come on here and I'll give like my 8-hour thoughts on the schedule. But I love that now. Like, usually the schedule release is done in May, and I'm trying to think like what day of the week it is. I feel like it's normally
it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Thank you. I thought it was Tuesday. Yeah. I think it's like Tuesday. In the NFL, like, we'll leak out a game per day for like a week.
Yeah.
And like idiots, we all sit there like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I know that you start plugging it into like an Excel sheet, like, okay, they played them here and they have these options left for these games. Yeah.
All I know is so far we know
psychos.
We know that the NFL is expanding to Paris this year for a game.
And Mexico City, back to Mexico City.
Correct. Saints are the host team in France, and there were rumors that they were going to be playing, which is like, it makes sense because like New Orleans, obviously, a big French connection there. Florida Lee, all that stuff. I saw a rumor out there that they were going to play the Browns in that game, and I got to tell you, I'm just going to say this once. And not everybody hear me about this, because look, if it is true, if they end up playing the Browns, and they do have the Browns at home this year, I check. If they end up playing the Browns in that game, and France doesn't declare war, it should be disbanded as a country. Okay? Like, France doesn't exactly have the proudest military history on the face of the earth. Okay? Whole lot of losing quick in big spots. I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't come after us with nuclear capabilities based off of that game, I've lost all respect for France as a country.
Understandably so, I think. Yeah, I mean, look, Google AI is telling me that it's Saints Browns week 7.
Oh,
according to Crescent City Sports.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
Me either. I think St. Louis. I think New Orleans is named the Crescent City. So we'll see if that actually means anything. But there's my source for that I'm seeing that from. But yeah, week 7 too. You're gonna know those teams are hot piles of ass by that point.
1-6 teams rolling on in. What is the funniest city? Because there's a lot of cities now that the NFL's playing in next year. You got London, you got Paris, you got Melbourne, you got Rio, you got Mexico City. You've got one in Germany. I can't remember if it's Frankfurt.
I think they're in Munich.
Munich, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is the funniest possible place that the NFL could go internationally to play in that's also believable?
Winnipeg.
A blue bomber action.
Yeah.
My answer is like Abu Dhabi.
Oh, yeah. No, give it 5 years.
Like, how long does it take for them to make, hey, guys, listen?
Well, look, the Seahawks are going to be up for sale here soon. And it's only a matter of time before
Saudi money
gets infused in this NFL, man.
Because I've been thinking about it. I'm like, where would be a place that they would play like before Pablo Escobar got busted, you know, I feel like that
Puerto Rico now, you know,
he just like bio off like, yeah, having a game here.
right.
But I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, I can come up with places that are hilarious that would never in a million years get a game. But yeah, like I feel like that would be Winnipeg's a hilarious one.
It's the most random. That's the most random Canadian city I could think of because it's in Manitoba, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about if they put one over in like Moscow?
Yeah. Chernobyl.
Yeah. Chernobyl. 80,000 strong at the game. Yeah. Just put two teams over there nobody cares about. You're gonna have Cardinals, Falcons in Chernobyl.
Cardinals, Falcons in Chernobyl.
Oh, Monday night action.
Thursday. Gotta be a Thursday. That's a Thursday game. I mean, come on now.
Oh, God.
I will say, I just looked this up. Man.
Chernobyl. Oh, God almighty.
Chernobyl would be a good one. I just see the global market program, you know, the NFL has where they just like teams can basically bid on where they want to play next is pretty much how it goes. The United Arab Emirates does have 3 teams. It is the Rams, it is the Niners, and it is the Commanders that have their global market. So, well, I think we are probably like 5 years away from that happening.
Yeah, max.
Yeah. I mean, look, they just had over there. I know that like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are technically different places, but it's like the same area, right?
Right.
That over there, I think Saudi Arabia just had like the Royal Rumble for the WWE, and that's like one of the WWE's like main core pay-per-views. And those usually they don't move those from the United States. So, and if we know anything about this league and the current state of our world, money talks. And
yes, it does.
They have a lot of it.
Listen, sports will go where the money is.
Yes.
So look at Live Golf. Okay.
Which is like kind of dying right now, I guess. But
yeah, shockingly.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, it's like, wow, I can't believe this league predicated on a bunch of people just taking a huge money grab just didn't work out. No love of the game in that league. It's stunning, truly just a stunning outcome.
Who could have seen this one coming?
You know, oh God. But yeah, listen, it's interesting. The NFL. A lot of international games. Be curious to see if the Chiefs play an international game this year because Clark's all about that. Clark's all about just if the Chiefs could play on like Istanbul on a Tuesday in July, Clark would be raring to go.
Look, they have the Mexico market. They have that market. They have I'm pretty sure when they agreed to like the Germany market that they agreed to playing 2 games there. So they're gonna have another Germany game at least in the coming future. Who knows who else will host, but like Germany, Mexico, all of those are on the table, I think, for this year. And I would not be surprised if they play internationally and they play on Christmas again. Yeah.
I am ready to start a movement if the Chiefs are put on Christmas again. I can't take it. Please make it stop. I don't want to do it anymore. Christmas this year, by the way, is on a Friday, so you better settle up for the quadruple header on Christmas because here it comes. Okay, you're getting Christmas Eve football, you're getting Christmas Day football, you're getting a triple header on Saturday. There's only going to be like 2 games left to play on Sunday. You're also getting a game on Monday. Like you're 1,000%. Getting 5 straight days of NFL football. It's like in theory is great, but like around the holidays, you're just like, oh my God, make it stop because I have to see my family one day. Just one day.
Yeah.
Yep.
What happened to playing football games on Sundays?
The NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL. The NFL Rogers can make more money by Listen, I will stand by this. If the NFL thought it could make more money playing games on a Tuesday at 10 a.m., that's what they would do.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, listen, another season in the books.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are the champs. And now everybody's back to 0-0.
Mm-hmm.
And the quest officially begins for the Chiefs to reclaim their rightful spot top the league in the AFC.
That's very true. There's plenty of time for us to talk about the Chiefs needing a running back. So it's good that we decided to rant about economics, corporate greed, and everything else in between.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get on that football show.
That's true. Especially after when we take that break, it is a full ass reset. Like we are resetting.
Right.
Whatever comes across my timeline is the next thing that we are going to talk about. Matt, you should be thankful you didn't see very many Super Bowl commercials because 95% of them were AI. And I'm not just talking about created by AI. I'm talking about AI companies. A little more for my liking. It does suck. So glad you didn't get to see that. Glad that you're out there for the Super Bowl, and I'm glad that everybody listening to this podcast is still listening to this podcast and supporting us through this is our second season now, right? This is our second season doing this podcast, going into our third off season because we started in the off season. We started in the off season going into the Chiefs run up for the three-peat. So I think that's how that timing worked. I don't really remember when we started this podcast, truthfully, to be honest with you. Is in March sometime.
Right at the combine.
Yeah, March of 24 is when I think we started it. Now we're going on March of 26. So this will be the third off season going into the third season. We really do appreciate everybody, man. I think this was our best season yet. We're just now hitting our stride. Appreciate everybody sticking with us and putting up with us as well as we went through this. It was a fun season, going to 2 shows a week. Might have something else for you guys here soon in terms of our content, but we do appreciate it. We really do. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to leave those 5-star rating and reviews on Friday. We will talk about those, and we'll also power rank something. We haven't power ranked anything in a minute. Last time we did, I think it was the Chiefs playoff wins in the Mahomes era. And we had a consensus list. So
We did.
We'll have be back with power rankings on Friday. So until then, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will be dropping, I believe the Tucker Does video, the video vlog of me going out there to San Francisco. That will be dropping on Monday. So stay locked into the YouTube channel on that for more information on that. Great news. BJ Kissel loved it. So you'll love it as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. So forever, I'm Tucker Franklin. Thank you guys so much for listening to us all the way to the end of the podcast and all the way through the 2025 season. We love you. We appreciate you. We will talk to you on Friday.